Child, Christina spilled the tea, so we gotta get into it. Let's get our asses
Oh,
on to TikTok. Okay, let's get into the favorites. Christine said, I'm going to spill the tea. So her book done dropped. Shout out to fucking Christine for her book. I'm so excited for her. She like, look, he done got rich, him and Robin off of my slaving all these years, Janelle slaving, Meri slaving. You know what? It's time for that get back. And when I tell you that lady got back at Cody and Robin. All right, so let's talk about it. I'm just going to go through the clips that I favorited. And we're going to just talk about some of the shit that well, the first thing I want to talk about is the fake apology. So the clip has released. Cody is pretending to apologize to the wives, trying to be on like this fake ass redemption tour. And Christine, she not having it. Listen to what Christine had to say.
I think the apology was for him. It wasn't. So you're gonna see it. I can't even think about that with my mind being blown. You're gonna see it. It's going to shock you. The whole apology, all of the apologies, yeah, all of it. I watched a little bit for the tell-all, like these little clips, and I was like, "You did what? You said what? What?" It was all for him. It was his apology. He needed to hear it more than anybody. He had his agenda that he needed to do. When he fixes his relationship with his kids, that's when I'll accept the apology.
Christine Brown.
So see, so that you have it. So the clip that we saw of him apologizing to all the sister wives was BS. He wasn't apologizing. He was doing it to make himself look good. It was all about him. He didn't care the fact that he hurt those women. He just wanted to make it look good. He wanted to make himself look good. It was another agenda that, he even reached out to the producers to have it recorded. So they should have knew right then and there when he wanted to film that apology. They shouldn't even went, but it makes for good TV and they are reality stars and they have to film when they tell them like, look, we need to film this. And so Cody is doing these fake apologies and who's shocked that it wasn't real? So Christine is doing some interviews about her book. So let's hear some of the stuff, some of the commentary that she said and what other creators have said.
First thing, I knew you should have left him years ago. I'm like, really? Really? So first, I didn't know I needed to leave. I just didn't. I felt like what I had was what I needed. It's what I chose. It's what my calling was. It's where my
And you hear what she said, my calling. She was indoctrinated. Like a lot of people, like it you don't even have to be indoctrinated just for like, yes, it stems around religion, but you could be indoctrinated of your own family. Like y'all could have like a cult in your family, and you could be told to stick it out, stick it out, stick it out. And so I don't fault her for staying as long as she did. Sometimes you get that one baby, or you get that one baby. You get fearful to like, look, do I want to raise this child alone? Not really. I know he's horrible, but it'd be horrible to raise a child by myself. So maybe that was her thinking. And then also, I want to think about this part. She made a commitment. She made a commitment. The commitment, or what they say in her religion, piety, was that she stays and there's going to be suffering, and that she will be blessed if she suffers through this marriage.
children were. But there was, even though I didn't like it sometimes, more often than I would care to even say. But anyway, I just didn't know I needed to leave. And then when I realized I was not going to get my needs met, it was not going to be a relationship where I would ever feel hope, things were not going to change, then I left. Then I started.
And Christine, I wish it didn't take you 30 years, boo. I wish it didn't take her 30 years to figure that out. But listen, it's on her timeline. Her timeline is not mine. I can't judge her. We all been in relationships that we stayed too long. Trust and believe. I know exactly where she's been at. But when you finally leave the situation, just like she said, you'll know. And the thing is, like, we as women, we could be so judgmental until we've been in that position. We can't really judge what she was, how and when she did it. As a friend, as if you were a friend to her, you would have to just let her go through it. Because like at the end of the day, it's her life. She has to make the choices that she wants to make. And some I've caught myself, and I'm pretty sure other people caught themselves saying like Christine and I could not be my friends. Like I couldn't watch it it would be hard to watch, but as a friend, if you really are their friend, you will just accept their choices because you and your friend will not always make the same choices. You will not always think alike, and we just have to accept it. So let's watch another clip.
And did any of the sister wives get an advance?
Okay, so this is the Sarah Fraser show. She did her interview. And let me point this out. I do not like how she abruptly ended that interview because she was running late. Like, it was just unprofessional, Christine. I don't think it was showing this clip, but when I listened to it, I was like, I was turned off. And Meri did this show first, so maybe that's why she treated it that way because Christine's a petty bitch.
Copy of this? I mean, did Cody and Robin know the stories you were going to share? Did Janelle get to read it prior?
So Janelle has not read it, but she's one of the first people that I told. I just wanted to let her know, hey,
I'm just gonna be honest. Janelle does not take me as a reader.
I do talk about some things in the book that I want you to be aware of and everything. But no, I didn't tell Cody and Robin and Meri. I didn't tell them. And so as far as them getting an advanced copy, I had
And why does she have to tell them? Why does she need to tell them in advance? Like, hey, I'm writing a book about y'all. You know, he didn't give her a heads up when he went in those confessionals and talked shit about her and her kids. He don't deserve nothing.
Janelle didn't get an advanced copy. I didn't give an advanced copy to anybody. I didn't know that I should do that. And so now
And
they're
that
saying that I'm like, shoot, maybe I should.
and that's very telling. That her and Janelle, this is just my speculation, are not as close as they used to be. Based on like some of the filming that we're going to see next season, I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of Janelle and Christine. I think we're going to get more separate lives and see how like Janelle living her life with her friends with the Mardi Gras beads, and Christine living her life with David. Like I believe that their relationship was like residual of the sister wife relationship that they had previously. But Christine's all in a new marriage. She don't want that tag along around with her. David playing it up for the cameras, but they don't want her with them on every damn thing. And Janelle don't want to be the third wheel on everything anymore. Like she don't want to. I know she said that she would live polygamy again if the right circumstances had, but she don't want to be with Christine no more. I don't think they're friends like that because if she was really a friend to you, Christine, you would have gave her a copy of that book. You gave it to your family members that you cared about, but you didn't give it to Janelle, who you claim that's your sister by forever, and you don't give her an exclusive copy of that book. Hmm.
Should have. I had I had a couple of sisters read it just so I could get their opinion and make sure I wasn't going to.
See, I let my sisters read it because I wanted to get their opinions. She didn't even care about Janelle's opinion. So how close is they?
Like burn any bridges with my family and things like that. I felt like that was
She said she didn't want to burn any bridges with her family. She didn't care if she burned the bridge with Janelle. She talked to Janelle about it, but she didn't let her read the book. Very telling.
important.
Have you heard from Cody and Robin? I mean, we know Cody, Meri shared it, Janelle. I mean, he will call you ladies and kind of try to bully you into doing what he wants. So, I mean, have you heard from him? Was he upset?
Sarah, he ain't got that power over her no more. David might, because David put that D down, okay? And we gonna talk about that.
No, he's not. He's not going to say anything. Of course, I'm sure he's upset, but he hasn't told me. He's not going to reach out to me. He'll be upset. This is my perspective, and this.
And the reason why she's so confident when she said that he's not going to reach out to me, he's not going to say anything to me, because she got a man now. Could you picture him trying to call Christine on the phone and David in the house? Honey, David will snatch that phone so quick. He ain't got he's a woman bully. He ain't gonna step to no man. So that's what like even when he went on that damn show, Special Forces, they said all he did was fight with the women. So like he's not going to call that lady knowing that that man's in the house and that he could potentially hear what he says and potentially get on that phone. He's not going to do it.
Is my point of view, and this is what I felt happened. If you feel different, write a book. Work
Right?
like that. So if he needs to write a book, he can. That's okay. This is just my perspective and my point of view. That's it.
And she told a lot of stuff. It was very, very telling. So we're going to talk about I'm going to go to a clip of one of the TikTok influencers talking about well not influencers, content creators talking about the incident where Christine was in labor and Cody was caught kissing with Robin. We didn't even get the backstory. This motherfucker, honey, the fact that she stayed with him as long as she did, God bless her, but I couldn't.
So this is messed up. I mean, this is one of the two parts that I really despise. Cody. But in here, she says that he said I needed your help. I told Cody, referring to the moment when Aspen called me in a panic. That was
Oh, I'm
when.
sorry. I told you I clicked on the wrong one. We'll talk about you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it because I told you the wrong one. Um, because there was a clip and he fucking when they caught him you know what? If I can't find it, I'll just talk about it. All right. So the clip that I'm referring to is this. So Christine, when she was about to have Truly and she was calling Cody to come on, he he went and left her and went to go check on Rob and her kids. Then she had the baby and he hurried up and left her to be with Robin. He even stayed with that lady after she done pushed out his baby. He didn't even stay with her. He went back to his bitch. Like he's just terrible. And the fact that she stayed with him after that, he did not care. And then he was talking over top of Christine while she's in labor about his other wife, Meri, who he don't even have a relationship with. Like he was just being so dismissive of Christine's moment and the pain that she was in. She don't want to hear about Meri and you're not even sleep with Meri. You're not even dealing with Meri at that point. You and Meri had a falling out. You were done. So why are you even talking about and pretending like you would have another child with her? So he was talking about Meri's infertility with the doctor, with another wife. The doctor of his pregnant wife, soon to be delivering wife. And Meri was so mad, but you already know she didn't take it out on Cody. She probably took it out on Christine with her weird ass. And Meri is a weird bitch, and we gonna get into that later too. Hold on, let's talk about Robin. So let's talk about Robin. This is how Robin entered this family and how disruptive she was. Truly was sick, remember? And and everybody wants to blame Cody in this whole situation. Cody is 100% wrong, super negligent, overly negligent in this situation. But Christine, you were also negligent. You know goddamn well that child wasn't feeling well before you left for that trip to film. You could have stayed your ass home. As a mom, I know, like I can tell when my kids are getting sick. And so when I see them getting sick, I'm not going to plan to be away from them, especially um, you know, as young as Truly was. Now, if she was a little older and was like maybe like 13, 14, then I would be like, all right, call me if you need me. She couldn't advocate for herself. This man is so fucking trifling. Let me stop talking. Let y'all just hear this.
So this is messed up. I mean, this is one of the two parts that I really despise. Cody. But in here, she says that he said I needed your help. I told Cody, referring to the moment when Aspen called me in a panic. That was when Truly was sick. You were gonna let our daughter die because you were doing laundry for Robin.
Can you believe
He
that
was
shit?
doing laundry for Robin.
He was doing laundry for Robin when they were calling that stupid motherfucker. I'm gonna call him all kinds of names. I don't give a shit. When they were calling that stupid motherfucker to tell him that the child was lethargic, didn't look well, they were getting scared, he ignored them because he was doing Robin's fucking laundry. Because he was sucking up to Robin, kissing her ass. That lazy bitch. Robin, you just a lazy, funky bitch. I don't care. I'm so sick of her. And Christine, you ain't give it to her good in this book. You should have really went in on this bitch.
I said, I felt we were last on his list. Cody got so mad that he asked the camera crew, to turn off the cameras
Of
because he
course.
knew just how bad it sounded.
Of course.
He hadn't been there when Truly and I needed him desperately. We're not filming this, he said.
Of course
Of
not.
course, because it will put you in a bad light, mister. I confided in Robin about it later.
Wrong.
If Truly
Wrong
had
move.
died, I would have left Cody. I said, because she didn't matter to him, because he was more focused on doing laundry at your house than helping our daughter.
And of course, that bitch, instead of saying, you know what, Christine, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize the magnitude of how unwell she was. And I apologize for the part that I played in it. This is what this bitch does. You know what? Fuck you, Robbie, you raggedy bitch.
Robin was beside herself. She was horrified at the idea of me leaving over the surgery. Breaking up over the death of a child doesn't make logical sense, but I think she understood that in that situation it did. Cody wasn't there for Truly, he wasn't there for me, and he wasn't there for his oldest daughters, who he left to deal with
Adult
a
shit.
scary situation. Robin told Cody, who got mad at me for talking to Robin about it rather than
Of course, he was more concerned about looking bad to his sweet Robin, and she was more concerned about the fact that Christine was thinking that way about her and was bold enough to say it to her, and she wanted to make sure that Cody checked her and put her in her place and make sure that she don't go talking to the other sister wives about how she felt as well. You raggedy bitch, you pissed me off. Like, I'm so sick of this bitch.
apologizing for not being there when we needed him. That was the last time I opened up to Robin.
As you
I
should.
felt she betrayed my trust by telling Cody something I had.
Now, Christine. Now, Christine, you know that slippery snake Robin was going to tell it. You wanted her to tell it. I think you wanted to get your match because you was too afraid to tell Cody yourself what you were thinking. So you used the mouthpiece Robin. And Robin, you played yourself, sis. It was too obvious that you was snitching. She wanted to see if you was a snitch. And you told on yourself, didn't you? And so after that, everybody knew not to trust Robin. And so I'm sure Christine talked about it to Janelle. But I don't know because her and Janelle, they seem like they was just like really like not cool with each other. They weren't even like communicating with each other. All right, let's talk about now this other clip. This is another clip about Christine's book. And this clip is about Isabel's surgery. This man is a fucking monster.
This guy's this really broke my heart. I mean, poor Isabel and Christine. Like this really, it literally gave me goosebumps reading it. And like I said before, Cody es un pedazo de mierda que no vale la pena. He's, you know what that means in English. But in here she says, once
I don't.
again, I watched as a medical team wheel one of my girls through metal swinging doors and trusted that they would take care of her. And she said, where's my dad?
Just thinking about that, the anxiety of it all. She went through Truly situation. She went into kidney failure. She almost lost Truly, and he wasn't there for that baby. And then for her to have to go through another surgery with another child without him, that would have been the straw that broke the camel's back. I wouldn't have been able to forgive the first time. He wouldn't have been able to sting me a second time. I that's just the type of person I am. I have a difficult time forgiving. That I'm flawed. I'm human, but I feel that anxiety because I've had children that've been sick and been in the hospital for lengthy stays, and it's stressful. It's so stressful, and the fact that she had a quote unquote husband that wasn't there for that child is just terrible.
Dad, she said as soon as she woke up. He'll be here in a minute, sweetie, the nurse said. Don't worry. They didn't know he wasn't coming. I just need my daddy, Isabel said.
Um,
I was there. Your dad can't be here, I told her. She asked for him all through the night.
mm,
Where's my dad? She kept saying. The next morning, before she asked about her surgery, she said, my dad's not going to come. No, I said, he can't. She must have figured he would surprise her,
mm,
that he wouldn't let her down.
wishful thinking.
She asked if she could call him.
And here's the fucked up thing about that part situation. As they talked to him about the surgery, And then he teases her and says, "You're not going to be a bitter housewife, aka like your mom, are you? Because I'm not going to be there for your surgery." He was like taunting his child. He is so fucking nasty. That girl deserves so much better. And I hope that she meets a man that doesn't treat her like this. I hope that she gets the opposite of what her father was, because unfortunately, girls who have fathers like him end up with some pretty crappy men because that they see their moms being treated badly, and that's all they know. I understand that Christine's in a better relationship now, but she stayed in a toxic, nasty relationship for a long time. And children that see that kind of relationship are prone to either act it out in their own relationships or partner up with someone like the toxic parent.
And I handed her the phone. Will you sing me a song? She said when he answered. No,
Mm,
I remember him saying.
nasty.
I don't feel like singing. I almost lost my mind.
Mm-mm-mm.
Fuck, I would have lost my mind too. The nurses kept asking, who else is here with you? It's just me, I'd answer. And I realized I was fine too.
Mm. I couldn't imagine. She calls that man, and Christine knows she shouldn't have called him, but she don't want to deny her kids nothing. You know, as moms, we don't want to deny our kids of anything. But she knew. She knew that that nasty man would say something ignorant, and he told her no. You couldn't. The least you could have did was sing to her. You couldn't do that. Damn, he just horrible. And the fact that that Isabel spoke to him after that, and then when she would come over to the house, he was saying that it's awkward and that Isabel wants to say something, but she's not saying it. It's like it's awkward because look what the fuck you're doing behind closed doors, off the camera, how you treating her. And it's all because he was mad at the mom because they did the surgery when he didn't feel like it. When Robin didn't give him the okay to leave her sight. Robin, you nasty bitch. The fact that nobody is dragging her for filth for the fact that she didn't push that man to be there for his kids is beyond me. And it irritates the fuck out of me that everybody is dragging Christine for her book and saying that she's throwing people under the bus, da 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 da. No, she's finally found her voice and y'all don't like it. She found her voice and she's telling y'all what really happened. She's telling you what kind of piece of shit she was spiritually married to. She's telling you what kind of piece of shit she was spiritually married to, whose wife he has. She's telling the truth. But she isn't harsh enough on this lady in this book. All right, so let's talk about all right, so let's talk about more stuff. I wanna, cause there was some stuff that I had clipped and people got rid of it, but um, here we go.
Christine is actually really nice to Robin in her book. I'm just gonna be so upfront with y'all. I think she's real and she's raw, but I also think she's so much nicer than I would have been. And this is not saying I'm right.
Yeah, she's too nice because this bitch co-signed and encouraged him not to be a father to your children. All because she was mad that you was leaving the family. All she was mad because she was jealous of you. What the truth is, Robin knew that Christine was going to be exactly what she is today. The woman's bought multiple properties. The woman has wrote a book. You know, she's got multiple side businesses outside of the show. Everything that Robin wanted to be. Robin tried to create that crappy ass sister wives closet and then didn't want to do the work. She wanted the worker wives to run it for her and so she can get all the accolades of it. Everything that we see that Christine is today is what Robin was jealous of because she saw it. She saw it.
It's probably a character flaw that I'm not interested in working on. I really do like the way she talks about Robin speaking Cody, which has irked the Sister Wives fandom since it was uttered. Robin liked to say that she could speak Cody, as if the wives who had been with him for as long as 2 decades needed a translator. In reality, it often seemed as if he repeated on camera what he'd heard in a discussion they'd already had at home. Yep. Unlike the Brown family tradition of
and speaking of that, there was plenty of times where Cody was talking, he would look to Robin. There was plenty of times where Cody was talking and he it felt like he was reading a script that Robin had wrote, and then Robin saw him struggling, and so she'd be like the oh, I got a perfect example. Remember when they were all sitting down and they were talking about what Christine was telling the family she's leaving, and Robin tries to pull out the polygamy rule book and was like, if you're gonna leave, if you're gonna be spiritually separated, you gotta ask for a release at the church. And he's like, and here go Cody. Yeah, 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 right. And Christine, and then I think Janelle might even chimed in, was like, and I might be remembering it wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Let me know. Janelle was like, well, that doesn't apply to Christine because she doesn't believe in that anymore. And so there was plenty of times where it felt like Cody was and Robin had rehearsed their lines and he forgot, and Robin was trying to coach him and help him. Just like she did with everything else and the treatment of his family, she coached him and told him what to do. And I believe that yes, she might have told him what to do, but he didn't have to do it. He made the ultimate choice, but she definitely was toxic.
Moving forward, Robin liked to think about everyone's perspective and to talk through conflicts, which made for great television. She tried to help Cody see how his words or actions might affect his other wives.
What?
I think she wanted to make sure Cody treated everyone well.
Girl, please. Please. No, Robin was putting on a good front for y'all. She put up the mask. So she portrayed as if though she wanted to have a good relationship with you guys, had you go up, prance your asses, your fat asses to a petite store to shame you and have a little joke in between her and Cody about how thick you girls were and pretend like she's pricking out a dress with your opinion to it. And then come to find out Cody picked the dress and they had already picked the dress and they vetoed you guys' idea and they just wanted to make you think you were involved. And I believe the same thing with Robin when it came to uh the initial interactions with Cody and the wives. She pretended like she had good intentions, but behind closed doors, she was fronting. And I think she taught Cody that, look, we're going to pretend in front of these women as if we want to be polygamous, but really we want to be monogamous. And then we're going to get as much money as we can out of them. And then we're going to start treating them badly and push them out. And so she put up a front. Robin put up a good front for a long time, and it was all she was laying the foundation of the she was putting up, what is it called, smoke and mirrors, and making y'all think she had good intentions, and really she didn't. She was doing other shit behind closed doors.
There's a lot of kindness there.
Too much kindness.
But that also meant Cody talked about his other relationships with her.
And she said she didn't do that. And that she didn't know what was going on in the relationship. She had no idea, and she didn't understand why Christy wanted to leave and why Cody didn't want to work it out, and she didn't see any deal breakers. Girl, you knew everything.
I hadn't agreed to that, and I was often hurt by how much she knew, as well as irritated by how she influenced Cody's behavior toward me, even if it was in a good way.
Right.
She wasn't my counselor. I wasn't married to Cody and Robin.
Exactly.
Just Cody.
Exactly.
And I'd known Cody for long enough to know when he parroted Robin's words as reasons for his own behavior.
Yeah.
Christine is actually really nice to Robin and her.
It was so obvious, and we all saw it. He was parroting Robin's words, and she's right. Robin shouldn't have been in her relationship. So anyway, all right, let's talk about Christine and Meri's fallout because that's what we all want to know about.
About 10 years after I married Cody, Meri and I fell out. I didn't trust that she would be kind to me, particularly in front of other people. She said demeaning things about me when she was with her family.
Yeah.
In front of me. My weight, my intelligence, my parenting skills. We could be...
Honey, I'd have laid that bitch out. I'd have been like, how the fuck you know? You got one child. Me and you, like, and that's what people have to understand. Just because you got one child is that's a different type of parenting. When you got, like myself, I got 4. A parent with one child can't tell me how to manage 4. It's a whole different ball game. So Christine had 6, and then this bitch had 1. And the fact that she had the nerve and the audacity to sit here and talk about somebody's parenting when, ma'am, every child has a Meri horror story. every one of them. And some of them have forgiven her, and then other ones have not. And some of them were when she was so nasty in the beginning, and finally the wives stood up to her and put a barrier between her and her kids. That's when the abusive behavior by Meri stopped, because they were saying she was locking kids in rooms and all kinds of shit and just being mean to them kids.
Laughing and telling stories, but then she'd throw a painful dart and I would feel myself deflate.
Just nasty, just nasty. And that's why Christine don't like her, is because and she's still behaving this way. She would sit there and, act like she wants to reconcile, wants to have a relationship, and then when she gets back in, the fangs come out and she does little mean stuff. That's why Christine don't want nothing to do with her. And Christine even said in an interview with Sarah Fraser that Meri would reach out and say, like, why can't we be friends again? Begging the same way she begged Cody, she was begging Christine, and Christine knew, no, I don't have any use for a person like you. You were just nasty to me. And she said she got rid of unhealthy relationships, and everybody says the same thing about Meri, that she's nasty and she's unhealthy. Like right now, she's on her best behavior because she's seen what her behavior had done to the family. That's why she doesn't have a relationship with anybody. But Jen and right now she's on her best behavior, but she's it's only so long she can keep up that mask, and I will guarantee she'll have a falling out with the friend Jen at some point, because Mary's nasty.
One day, the kids went to the store. McKelty, who was about 8, went up to the cash register and she was maybe 10 cents short. It was little kid stuff. She was probably buying candy. The cashier, who knew us, spotted her the dime. No big deal, but Mary's Leon, who was also just a little kid, maybe 9, told Meri about it.
Little snitch.
Meri lost her mind. She was mad that McKelty had embarrassed her in front of the cashier, and she had embarrassed Leon. She yelled at McKelty, who couldn't understand what she had done wrong. I couldn't either. That was the day after a series of...
I understand your point of view. Like, you don't want your kids begging for money and stuff, but it was 10 cents. And she knew the lady. And yes, they were super poor. And Meri seems like the type that, like, even though she's poor, she likes to pretend that she's not. And so she wants to put on a front, like a lot of us do. But to yell at somebody's kid to the magnitude that the mom felt so offended by whatever you said that she don't even want you dealing with her kids speaks a lot about the adult and just the person that you are.
Too many similar experiences, I ended my friendship with Meri. I'd had enough, and my mama bear came roaring. Don't talk to my kids, I yelled. I don't want you near them. I don't want you to come downstairs anymore. Our relationship is done. About 10
Well,
years
she said, "Don't come your ass into my house, my part of the house." Honey, Christine wasn't playing, and as she should. Like, that's the way you step up and you let me see. I want to see another if this is a different clip about Christine. You know what? Hold on. I got a lot of clips from this lady, so we're gonna end right here. It's a lot, but anyway, tell me what you think. This is gonna be an interesting season. Christine says that Cody pisses her off and David off after they had like a talk. So I want to know what he said in that conversation with Christine and David. I think he's going to try to do what he did at Gwendolyn's bridal shower, where he's going to try to say, "What you need to watch out for Christine." He told Gwendolyn's wife that she's beautiful, but you got to watch out for her. And who says that? What kind of dad says that? As you could, no congratulations, but watch out for her. As AKA, she's manipulative. I would not be surprised if he is trying to rewrite history and trying to vilify Christine right in front of her husband. I would not be surprised if he wasn't so bold to do that. Anyway, y'all, make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you leave 5-star rating, and y'all have a good night.